Hey first graders, it's Miss Ramsey. I hope that you're doing good today. I know my shirt says second grade squad, but that's because this year I had a 1-2 combination, so I was first and second. Anyway, I don't have any cool music for us today, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. How many do you see? 5 and 4 is 9. How many? 1. Good job. How many? 2. How many? 3. How many? Ooh, 5 and 4 is 9. Or if you know it's a tens frame and you're missing one, then it's 9. How many? 5 and 3 is 8. How many? 5. And how many do you see? 10. The whole tens frame is full. Good. All right, let's do some freeze frames, or just show me on your fingers. Show me 8. How do I make 8? We just looked at a couple of them. 5 and 3 is 8, or I could do flip-flop math. So I can do 3 and 5, or I can do 5 and 3. I can flip-flop them around. What about 6? Show me 6. So I can do 1 and 5, or I can flip-flop them and do 5 and 1, make 6. How do I make 12? So freeze frame 10, and how many more? 2 more. All right, show me 15. Freeze frame 10, and how many more? 5. All right, show me 20. So freeze frame 10, and then how many more do I need? 10 more. Good. And freeze frame 11 for me. So I need how many? 10 and 1 more. Good. All right, let's do some Ringo, Rango, Tingo, Tango. Dinosaurs have skin. Ringo, Rango, Tingo, Tango. I can count by 10. Help me out. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right, let's do dinosaurs have hives. I can count by 5s. Ringo, Rango, Tingo, Tango. Dinosaurs have hives. Ringo, Rango, Tingo, Tango. I can count by 5s. Help me out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Good. Now I'm just going to say a number and see if you can count on from there. Let's start at 75. So 75 and count on. Punch as you do it. 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. All right, let's start at 102 and punch for me. 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. Good job. All right, so let's look at our standard for today. So we're going to do some geometry. So our standard is NC.1 for first grade, G for geometry 1. So we're going to distinguish between defining and non-defining attributes of 2-dimensional shapes and 3-dimensional shapes. All right, so 2-dimensional shapes are just super easy shapes, like a circle and a, what would this be? Rectangle and a square. So all of those are 2-dimensional shapes. They're flat like a pancake. But 3-dimensional shapes, they come out at you. They are solid shapes, 3-dimensional shapes. All right, so we're just going to look at some of those and talk about their attributes, their defining attributes, what lets us know that that's what shape it is, okay? And I like to come up with silly names for my solid shapes, my 3-dimensional shapes, just to help me remember it. So here we go. My first one is Sassy Sphere. Her name is Sassy Sphere. So this shape is a sphere, but I call her Sassy because she's the only one that's like this. So she does not have any corners. So that would be one of her attributes. She is just round. Sassy Sphere does not have any corners. She does not have any straight lines. She doesn't have any edges. She's just round. She just keeps going on and on and on. So in real life, you might think of a ball when you think of sassy sphere. All right, let's look at another one. Let's look at what's this one? Cylinder. I like to call her Cindy Cylinder just because they kind of sound the same at the beginning. Cindy Cylinder. And 3D Shapes has what's called faces, like you have a face. So Cindy Cylinder has 2 faces, and her faces are shaped like a circle. So she has one on this end and one on this end. Now, did Sassy Sphere have any faces? Nope, she doesn't have any flat parts. She does not have any faces. Does Cindy Cylinder, does she have any corners or any edges, vertices, I should say, vertices? Does she have any corners, any vertices? No, she doesn't. All right, that's Cindy Cylinder. All right, let's look at another one. I call this one Cutie Cube. His name is Cutie Cube. All right, and Cutie Cube has a bunch of faces. And what shape are his faces? His faces are squares. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. One on top is 5 and one on bottom is 6. He has 6 square faces. So that's one of his attributes, 6 square faces. All right, and let's see how many vertices he has. These are the vertices. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 on top, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on bottom. So 4 and 4 would be how many? 8, yes. All right. He also has edges. These lines are called edges, and he has a lot of edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 more down here. So he's got a lot of edges. All right, let's look at this shape. Does anybody know what this one is? This is a rectangular prism. And if you know about squares and rectangles, they're kind of magic shapes because a square is a magic rectangle. So if we put I have 2 cubes together, if I put them together, they would be like a rectangular prism. Just pretend like that line isn't there. Then when I take them apart, I have cubes. Okay, so my rectangular prism is a lot like my cube. It has some faces that are squares. This face is a square. This one is a square. But its other ones we could call rectangles. And then how many vertices does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like Cutie Cube over here, they both have 8 vertices, and they also have, these are called edges, okay? And then we've got a pyramid. So a pyramid looks like the pyramids, right? And this one has 1, 2, 3 vertices. And what shape is its face? Its shape is a triangle, yes. And it also has edges, straight lines. It has edges. So those are some of its attributes. And let's not forget the cone. It could be a party hat. It could be an ice cream cone. All right, but here's our cone. Cody Cone is what I call him, Cody Cone. So how many faces does our cone have? He has 1 flat face, and what shape is it? It is a circle, yeah. All right, so those are 3D shapes. So let's look at those again. Do you remember what this one is? Cindy Cylinder. She has 2 faces. Do you remember what this one is? A cone, Cody Cone. You remember what this one is? Cutie Cube. And if I put 2 cutie cubes together, I make a what? Rectangular prism. I haven't given this one a name. It's just rectangular prism. And then this one is a pyramid. We could call him Peter Pyramid. I don't know. And my favorite name is Sassy Sphere. So this is a sphere. All right. So let's look at some of those attributes again. So I have this little paper. Let's see if we can answer these questions. So it says, I am a what? Is it a 2-dimensional shape or a 3-dimensional shape? It's a 3-dimensional shape. It is not flat. It's solid. So I am a 3D shape, and it is, what shape is it? A cube. I have, how many edges does it have? So let's see if we can count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 edges. And I have how many faces? So we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you hear my timer going off? Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I was on my stove. All right, let's look at the faces. So we can see them on here, or you might can see them better on here. So our faces, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. So 1 on top, 1 on bottom, and 4 going around. So 6 faces. And how many corners, or I call them vertices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's look at the, what's next? Cylinder, my Cindy cylinder. All right, I am a, is it 2D or 3D? 3D shape. And I have how many edges? Does it have any edges? It's just kind of round. I guess we could call those edges. But no, just straight. It does not have straight edges. How many faces does it have? You can see it has 2 faces. And how many corners does it have? Does it have any vertices or corners? No, it doesn't. All right, let's look at our, what shape is this? Rectangular prism. Rectangular prism. So is it 2D or 3D? It's 3-dimensional, yes. And we said that it's a lot like our cube. All right, so it says I have blank edges. So let's see if we can count those edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 edges, just like on our cube. All right, how many faces does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like on our cube. And how many vertices or corners? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like on our cube. Now here's a pyramid. This one's different from the one that I had, or that I showed you. And I have another one. Let me pull it out. Here's the one that it shows on our paper. So this pyramid has a square on the bottom, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4 faces that are triangles, all right? So this pyramid. So I am a 3-dimensional shape. I have how many edges? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 going around. 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 edges. And then how many faces does it have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 on the bottom makes 5. Let's see if that looks right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 on the bottom makes 5. And how many corners does it have? Well, it has 4 on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. And could we count the one on top? That would be 5. All right, let's look at our cone, our Cody cone. So how many faces does Cody cone have? Cody cone has 1 face. All right, and let's look at our Sassy Sphere. How many does Sassy Sphere have? Does she have any edges? No. Does she have any faces? No. And does she have any corners? No, she doesn't. All right, so what we're gonna do real fast is we're gonna go through my house and see if we can find some things that would be our three-dimensional shapes. So we'll just kind of walk around a little bit, see what we can find in here. Let's see, it's hard to do my phone. Let's see, there's my fireplace. If it didn't have the opening, it could be a rectangular prism. Let's see here. Let's go to the bathroom. It might have something. So if you look at my vanity right there, that would be a rectangular prism. So my vanity is a rectangular prism. All right, let's look here. My toothbrush holder, what shape do you think that would be? That would be a cylinder, round on top, round on the bottom. What about my soap dispenser, my soap container? It's a cylinder, round on top, round on the bottom. This water bottle right here, or cleaning bottle, it would also be a cylinder, round on the bottom, round on the top. There's lots of cylinders in my house. And then I had the rectangular prism. So how about you guys go around your house and see what 3D shapes that you can find. So here are some examples on my paper right here. So what do you think the dice would be? It would be a cube. What do you think the basketball would be? A sphere. The can of peas? Cindy's cylinder. What about the box of tissues? A rectangular prism. What about the pyramid? A pyramid. And what about the ice cream cone? It would be a cone. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.